which would also need to be cleaned and flushed with GT85 prior to re-greasing. So again, and similar to a rubber sealed bearing, if you remove the inner cap, you can get to the bearings themselves. You can flush the old grease out and then re-grease.
Straight in there with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can repack with grease, and they'll be ready to go. A significant issue with these are phosphate coated shafts. Unfortunately, I mean, the benefits of phosphate coating is it's very, very hard. So it will sit and run in bearings very, very nicely. It is porous, and what happens is if these machines are somewhere by the coast, you'll start to get lots and lots of oxide build up.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
When this phosphate coating originally is applied to the steel shafts, they actually dip them in oil before they're then sent out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That oil obviously doesn't last forever.
No. Just protects them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we would use a very light emery cloth to remove as much of the oxide as we possibly could, and then once that's been done, you can reapply a protective coating of oil, and it doesn't spray off. You're not leaving so much on there that it's going to spray off and get into sensors, and it just leaves a protective coating back on those shafts, and we would do that with all of the shafts on there. Yeah, and it's quite a labour-intensive process. Yeah. All the rubbers are removed and then put back on there. There's also phosphor bronze bearings. Actually, this would have been a phosphor bronze bearing, but they've used a different type of bearing in there. But again, perfect component to be cleaned again with the product.
Flush it through.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, because it's such a light product, it doesn't leave hideous residue everywhere. And what residue it is left is protective. So again, you can end up with nice.
You essentially get a PTFE coating, very light PTFE coating.
Yeah.
I've spoken to lots of engineers, and it's the non-oily, sticky aspect of GT85 which they like. It doesn't pick up dust, it's grit as a grinding paste, and so it.
Attracting more dust is
just what you don't want, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly in these environments where there are lots of moving mechanical components. There's lots of friction. There's dust being generated from the paper that's being moved around in the machine. There's dust from atmosphere. There's traffic dust getting into the machines very easily. So anything that attracts dust, it really is a no-no.
And you were saying that you tried lots of different products.
Yeah, absolutely. We eventually settled on this one. I mean,
you must have done lots of tests, presumably, of all sorts.
Yeah, having worked with ATMs now for 17 years, we've used lots of aerosol-based oils, all of which have left either coatings which have dried up and caused more friction within themselves, or coatings which have attracted lots of dust and have become very viscous, very, very heavy, and then been damaging to the components. So settling on one's been a bit of a blessing. Just happens to be the one that we use on our bikes as well.